Welcome to Historian Podcast Channel.
Great to be here.
Today we're doing a deep dive into some historical photographs.
Yeah, these are really something. They give you these, well, direct glimpses into different times, don't they?
Exactly. Moments of, hardship, but also resilience. We've got quite a range: wartime, the Depression.
All sorts of places and periods.
Our goal here is really just to look closely at these snapshots, observe them, and maybe get a clearer sense of what life was actually like for people back then.
A real window into the past.
Okay, let's start. Photo number 1. What we're seeing is a group of women. They're in uniform.
Mm-hmm. And they're working, looks like on a farm.
Yeah, definitely farm work. The context suggests wartime, probably maybe around the early 1900s.
Seems about right. Okay, the second photo now. This one shows U.S. soldiers.
Right, and books. Are they getting books?
Exactly. They're receiving books. It's at Kelly Field Library, also dated vaguely to the 1900s. Looks like they're being handed out right from a truck.
Interesting. Okay, next up we have a man in uniform, John Francis O'Ryan.
Ah, yes, him, commander of the 27th Division. That's the New York National Guard.
And the photo shows him leading a parade, right? In New York City.
That's it, August 30th, 1917, specifically. Quite the figure.
Okay, moving to Europe now. This image, quite somber.
Yes, this is Lucca, Belgium, World War I. It shows 2 nuns and 3 young girls.
All dressed in black, heads bowed, at a graveside.
Mm-hmm. It's the grave of Major William Redmond, MP. You can see flowers, even potted geraniums. He died after being wounded at the Battle of Messines in June 1917.
And the photographer.
Ah, good point. It was a British photographer, John Warwick Brooke.
Right. Okay, let's shift scenes. This next photo takes us somewhere different. Gee's Bend, Alabama.
Yes, February 1937. What you're seeing here is, well, meat hanging in sacks from tree limbs.
That's for curing it.
Exactly. This was a method used by the descendants of people formerly enslaved on the Petway plantation there.
Fascinating piece of social history. Now, this next one, it documents a really difficult time.
It does. New Madrid County, Missouri, 1935. You see people, evicted sharecroppers.
Yeah.
Just camping along Highway 60.
Just out there by the road.
Yeah. And it's worth remembering, the scale of sharecropping then. In 35, half of all white farmers and a staggering 77% of black farmers were sharecroppers.
Really puts it in perspective. Okay, next. We see someone picking cranberries.
Simple action, but tells a story. This is a migrant worker in Burlington County, New Jersey, 1938.
Right. And the next one, apples drying.
Yeah, looks like it. Slice apples spread out on a roof. This is in Nicholson Hollow, which is in Shenandoah National Park, Virginia.
And the caption says, a man is drying them to sell later. Resourceful.
Definitely. Making do. Now, this photo is from a migrant camp in California.
The Great Depression era, right? American River Migrant Camp, San Joaquin Valley.
That's the one. And it shows children, migrant workers' kids collecting water in, well, whatever containers they have.
A tough life for those kids. Okay, next we have a family portrait.
Yes. Floyd Burroughs and his 3 children. This is Hale County, Alabama, 1936. Just them on their porch.
A moment of stillness amidst everything. And another family next.
Mm-hmm. Part of the Alfred Atkinson family. You're Shannon City, Iowa. Tenant farmers.
Tenant farmers, yeah. It says they farmed 80 acres.
That's right. Okay, now we're looking at a school scene.
Eleanor, West Virginia, January 1st, 1935. Quite a few kids here.
244 children, to be exact, with 8 teachers. This is the grade school for the Red House Farms Project barracks.
And they got their how?
In project trucks, apparently.
Yeah.
Transport provided.
Interesting setup. Okay, quickly, the next one just notes Yosemite Junior Nature School, around 1935. Not much detail visually described here.
No, just the context. Now, this next one is, well, striking. A Reichswehr soldier.
German Army, pre-WWII. He's in field uniform on a horizontal bar.
Yes. Performing what's called a giant wave. This was in Berlin, November 1934. Considered a really big deal, apparently. Very impressive physical feat for the time.
Okay, the tone shifts drastically now, this image.
Yeah.
It's very grim.
Extremely. It shows German Nazis overseeing Russian prisoners of war.
And they're forcing them to dig graves.
Yes. Graves intended for the prisoners themselves.
Yeah.
A prelude to execution. Hard to look at.
Truly horrific. And the next one continues that dark theme.
It does. Wehrmacht soldiers inspecting. Testing the strength of gallows.
Preparing for an execution.
Seems so. Just testing the apparatus.
All right, another difficult image next. A Soviet soldier.
Yeah, back in his village, Bedlovo, 1942. He's just standing in the ruins of a burned-down house.
His home.
His home and his family. They were killed. The devastation is just total.
Heartbreaking. Okay, a slightly different angle on the war next. A dog.
Yes, a search and rescue dog named Rip. He's pictured on top of rubble after an air raid.
Where was this?
Poplar, London, August 5th, 1941. Even animals played their part in rescue efforts.
Amazing. Now back to people. Dutch SS volunteers.
A group of them. They're being addressed by a German officer. This is January 28, 1944.
And it mentions they were heading east.
Yes, going to the Eastern Front.
Okay, the next few images deal with the Japanese-American experience during WWII in the U.S. This first one, a child.
Yes, a Japanese-American child in Los Angeles, California, standing there with luggage.
Waiting for evacuation.
Right, under that U.S. Army War Emergency Order. This child and his parents were headed to Owens Valley.
And the next photo shows more people.
Yeah, a group of Japanese-Americans, also on the West Coast, also with luggage, waiting for that same evacuation process to begin.
Such a difficult part of history. Then we see inside one of the camps.
Yes, Manzanar Relocation Center in California. Mr. and Mrs. Richard Azuna with their children.
And they're in their living quarters.
Looks like it. A combined living room and kitchen area. There's even a playpen visible, trying to make a home under those circumstances.
Incredible resilience. Okay, next is a woman named Sumiko Shigematsu.
Right, California, 1943. She's looking at a row of women working at sewing machines, perhaps in the camp.
Seems likely. Now, a photo from 1943, a man and woman reading a letter.
Yeah, they're sitting on wooden steps outside a YMCA building. Could be a couple. A quiet moment captured.
Okay, this next one. The description is based on a mention in Life magazine, not the photo itself.
All right. It refers to an Arizona war worker who wrote a thank you note to her Navy boyfriend.
For a gull he sent her. It was Life's Picture of the Week, May 22, 1944.
A really stark reminder of the dehumanization that happens during war.
Definitely. Okay, moving to the Pacific Theater, Saipan, 1944.
Yes, the Battle of Saipan. This photo shows a U.S. soldier reaching out his hand.
To help a woman and child.
Exactly. They're coming out of a cave where they'd taken shelter during the fighting. A moment of humanity amidst the conflict.
Powerful. Now, shifting to France, post-liberation, August 1944.
This shows a French woman being escorted by a member of the resistance.
She's accused of collaboration.
Yes, with the Germans. She's being taken for interrogation and, well, to have her head shaved is public humiliation. You can even see hair on the ground from others.
A very brutal form of justice or revenge.
Indeed. And the next one, also from Paris, August 25th, 1944, the Day of Liberation.
What's happening here?
It shows a French civilian, hand raised, looking like he's about to strike a German soldier who has surrendered. Emotions running incredibly high.
Understandable, but still jarring to see. Okay, a lighter moment, perhaps. Dutch girls and American soldiers.
Yeah, circa 1944-45. Escorting them somewhere, the note suggests maybe to a dance, a sign of returning normalcy.
That's nice to see. But the next one, back to the grim realities. Kyiv.
Yes, late 1943, after the Soviets recaptured the city. This is a scene. Civilians are watching.
German soldiers and a collaborator.
Correct. There are placards. The Germans say the collaborator says traitor. It's a public spectacle. The photographer was Anatoly Arkhipov.
A photograph from June 15th, 1920. It shows a very difficult public scene from that time. An image that unfortunately became widely seen. Comment below if you want full story behind this photograph. Intense. Okay, March 1945 now. A Russian refugee getting a uniform.
An American uniform, yes. Apparently, he'd saved an American soldier from a burning tank.
Wow, and now he's going to fight alongside them.
That's what the caption says.
Nice.
With the 3rd Tank Battalion, 10th Armored Division. Incredible story.
Truly. Next, an Italian resistance fighter. April 1945.
Yeah, the notes just say they assisted in capturing and executing Mussolini. No visual details given for this one, though.
Got it. Now, Okinawa, May 1945. A funeral.
A particularly poignant one. U.S. Marine Colonel Francis Fenton conducting the funeral for his own son, Private First Class Mike Fenton.
Oh, that's incredibly difficult to imagine.
Unfathomable. Okay, next image. German refugees.
Crossing the Elbe River, May 1945.
Yes, on a partially destroyed railway bridge. They're fleeing ahead of the advancing Soviet army. Desperation.
Another side of the war's end, and then liberation of concentration camps.
Mauthausen. Soviet and Polish prisoners just freed by the U.S. 11th Armored Division in May 1945. You can only imagine the relief and trauma.
Absolutely, but then signs of celebration too. The Netherlands.
May 5th, 1945. A Canadian soldier just swarmed by happy Dutch children and civilians. celebrating the final German surrender there.
A moment of pure joy after years of occupation.
Definitely. But the cleanup had to begin. Next photo, Berlin, 1945.
And German women sweeping streets.
Yes, under the supervision of a woman named Marusia Kuzetsova. She herself had been a forced laborer in Germany. Talk about tables turned.
Quite the reversal. Now, this one is called Beast in a Cage.
A stark title. It shows a German POW being paraded through Belgrade streets by Yugoslav partisans, the Second Proletariat Brigade. Public humiliation again.
The immediate aftermath of war is often brutal.
Okay, jumping forward quite a bit now. Vietnam.
December 1965. A U.S. soldier from the 1st Division is guarding Route 7 near Xuan Dinh.
And Vietnamese civilians are just going home.
Market women, school children. Returning home through an area heavily infiltrated by the Viet Cong shows the everyday reality coexisting with the war.
A strange juxtaposition.
Yeah.
And the final photograph.
Saigon, also December 1965. It shows AP photographer Al Chang, who's wounded.
Wounded. And he's talking to Peter Arnett.
Yes, recounting a battle. Chang had been wounded just days before in a fight near Bien Hoa, where 5 American paratroopers died, capturing the risks journalists took. Wow. Quite a journey through these images. They really do offer so many different perspectives on hardship, resilience, conflict, and just life during these times.
They absolutely do. Each one is a story.
Well, that's all the time we have for this deep dive. If you haven't subscribed yet, you might never see this channel again, so make sure you subscribed and get more content like this.